To the retirement ceremony for Chief Quartermaster Tim Miller. I am Master Chief Dan Badoli, and I will be the Master of Ceremonies for today's event. This event is for the family, so please feel free to take pictures during the ceremony. Will the guests please stand, and military personnel remain covered for the arrival of the official party, and remain standing for the parading of the colors and our national anthem.
Sideboards, attention.
Bell ringer, strike 2 bells. Chief Petty Officer, United States Navy, arriving. Bell ringer, strike 4 bells. Commander, United States Navy, arriving. Color guard, parade the colors.
Parade the colors! I am Master Chief! Color guard, shoulder, colors. Forward, march. Left, 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 left. Ready. Hold. Left. Face. Present. Colors.
Color guard, retire the colors.
Retire the colors. I am Master Chief. Color guard. Right. Face. Forward. March. Left. 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 Left.
Pose the sideboards.
Aye, aye, Master Chief. Sideboards. Left, right, face. Hold. Fall out.
Face.
Military personnel at ease. Good afternoon again. I would like to welcome all of you to this special occasion marking the retirement of Chief Tim Miller. The nail retirement ceremony you are about to witness is the nation's expression of appreciation for a job well done, a sincere official recognition of a long period of faithful and honorable service, often referred to as swallowing the anchor. It is the day of great significance, marking the end of a richly rewarding way of life, living and working aboard ships and sailing them the world's oceans in the defense of freedom. Shipmates from the member's last duty station are formally assembled, and highlights of the member's career are reviewed. Awards and commendations cited, and the senior officer properly bids the member farewell. During the ceremony, the member is presented with mementos recognizing and expressing the nation's appreciation for the 21 years of service. The United States flag is presented to the retiree, and is of special significance. Each Navy Day begins with the ceremony of hoisting the colors at 8 a.m. and ends with the lowering of them at dusk. The member has lived figuratively under its fold day and night, and for his whole career. The salutes in it for its whole honor and home and aboard. Its appearance at sea in foreign ports, the careful and ceremonious way in which it is handled, all deepen its hold on the heart of the memory. It is a visible national symbol of the country they have served with honor and will always remind them of the precious freedom they defend so well. The ceremony concludes when for one last time their shipmate pipes them over the rails or side. This is a distinct naval courtesy, a seaman's tribute to a final farewell, whistled 3 times on the boatswain's mate pipe. This pipe is one of the oldest and most distinctive articles of personal nautical equipment, used to salute distinguished persons as well as to pass orders. We are gathered this morning to say thank you to the great shipmate, mentor, leader, and friend. Thank you for your many contributions, which in their own unique way have made our Navy a stronger and more capable force in our never-ending fight for peace. Thank you for your many dedicated hours and personal initiative that have helped to make our Navy the proud professional organization it is today. And thank you for being the type of leader that has endured that the next generation of sailors are ready to meet the challenge of tomorrow. Just as this is the end of one phase in your life, it is the beginning of another. Our gathering today also gives us the opportunity to wish you every success in the future as you look forward to a new challenge and rewards. I would like to extend a special warm welcome to Chief Miller's spouse Charlene, daughter Nora, father Jim, mother Donna, cousins Lynn, George, Mike, Leanne, Patrick, Brad, Kristen, and extended family, and all those from out of town that couldn't make it today. I know that all of you, more than any of us, are vividly aware of the sacrifices that Chief Miller has made to the service of our country. And I speak for the entire Navy when I say how pleased we are to have you here today. Let's give them a round of applause. In the late 1700s, the United States Navy set sail with new ideas, new goals, and a desire to build traditions that would last through the test of time. The Navy led the way with providing honors for crewmen in the 1800s. Enlisted sailors held retirements. For fellow enlisted sailors, for the first time, and the captain allowed the jolly boat to take the retiree ashore. Then after the Civil War, commanding officers kept that tradition to show the crew that he and the Navy recognized the contributions of those who have served, a tradition we still hold today. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Today's presiding officer and guest speaker is Commander James Trudeau. Commander Trudeau is a native of St. Clair Shore, Michigan, a 2004 graduate of Eastern Michigan University with a bachelor's degree in information systems. He earned his commission through the University of Michigan NROTC. He is also a 2019 graduate of the University of Connecticut with a Master of Business Administration. Upon earning his commission in May of 2004, he was assigned as the plane owner of the USS James E. Williamsburg, DDG-95, as an electrical officer. He deployed in 2006 on a surge deployment to command the 5th Fleet as part of the Enterprise Strike Group in support of the Operation Enduring Freedom. He completed his 2nd Division Officer Tour as training officer of the USS Germantown, LSD-42. In 2008, deploying with the elements of the 11th MEU to conduct maritime security operations in the Arabian Gulf. On shore duty from 2008 to 2011, he served as the action officer on the commander's 7th Fleet staff before deployed to Yokosuka, Japan. In In this role, he served as a staff planner for numerous humanitarian assistance and disaster relief roles, including Pacific Partnership and Operation Tomodachi. Following Fukushima nuclear disaster. Returning to the United States, he finished his active duty time aboard Special Boat Team 20 as Fleet Liaison and Operations Officer. Commander Trudeau transferred to the U.S. Naval Reserve in 2013 and completed tours at the Undersea Warfare Det in London 2, U.S. Fleet Forces Maritime Operations Center, Det Newport, Officer Training Command Newport, and as Officer in Charge of Cargo Float Rig Team, Det Manchester. In 2014, he deployed with the Joint Task Force as J3 conducting maritime interdiction operations in the 5th Fleet. Commander Trudeau has earned his Surface Warfare Designator in 2005. His decorations include several personal unit and campaign medals and ribbons. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce today's presiding officer and guest speaker, Commander James Trudeau.
Thank you. Everyone hear me okay? And before I get started here, I want to be clear that more than most of us, Tim knew the dangers of giving me a captive audience and a microphone. So, I'd again like to extend a warm welcome to Tim's family and guests, in particular his wife Charlene, daughter Nora, when she comes back, and parents Jim and Tom. Thank you for raising the kind of man we needed to lead sailors, and for giving so freely of the time that by rights was yours to spend with him. Today we will send Chief Miller ashore for the final time after 21 years of faithful service. A native of Wilton, New Hampshire, Tim completed RTC Great Lakes in 2003 and began a career that would demonstrate again the hard-earned reputation for selfless devotion to duty upheld by his New Englander forebears, especially in time of war. Yeah, this is war on terror has been going for 2 years. We all know what you're signing up for, and we all know what you're getting into. You still volunteered and came to the fleet, and for that, thank you. In 1861, not long before what was supposed to be the first great battle of the Civil War, another New Englander, a major of the 2nd Rhode Island Volunteers, wrote home a letter to his wife, Sarah, which I'm going to excerpt from here, because I think the good major's words sum up a lot of this better than I could. Indications are strong that we shall move in a few days, perhaps tomorrow. Lest I should not be able to write you again, I feel impelled to write lines that may fall into your eye when I shall be no more. If it is necessary that I should fall on the battlefield to my country, I am ready. I have no misgivings about or lack of confidence in the cause in which I am engaged, and my courage does not halt or falter. I know how strongly American civilization now leans upon the triumph of the government, and how great a debt we owe to those who went before us through the blood and suffering of the Revolution. I am willing, perfectly willing, to lay down all my joys in life to help maintain this government and to pay that debt. But, my dear wife, when I know that with all my own joys, I lay down nearly all of yours, and replace them in this life with cares and sorrows, when after having eaten for long years the bitter fruit of orphanage myself, I must offer it as the only sustenance for my dear little children. Is it weak or dishonorable, while the banner of my purpose floats calmly and proudly in the breeze, that my unbounded love for you, my darling wife and children, should struggle in fierce, though useless contest with my love of country? Major Ballou later died from wounds sustained during the Battle of Bull Run, and his letter home may seem antiquated, even quaint today. However, his ideal of devotions to his family and country has never been more relevant. The full meaning of these words is even more pronounced for the citizen sailor who sacrifices his freedoms to serve his country, to the father and husband who is often compelled to abrogate his responsibilities to his family in service to his shipmates. 21 years ago, when Chief Miller completed recruit training at RTC Great Lakes, he had no idea where the fleet would take him or what sacrifices he would make. Earning his rate and a meritorious advancement, he reported aboard the USS Roosevelt, DDG-80, in Mayport, Florida. This is, for those of you who've never been to Maple, the best scenic detail in the United States Navy. Having spent several hours sitting in aft steering, pulling out of Norfolk, I can appreciate.
Pretty much 2 right turns.
Yeah, 2 right turns, ship hang, yeah, propellers, yeah, we're up. All right, it's Miller time. Great port, love going down. Deploying with her to the 5th Fleet as part of the global war on terror, during her 2006 deployment, he and I figured this out after the fact, would later pass within a few hundred miles of each other as my destroyer was sent to relieve the Roosevelt. Completing service in 2008, he returned home and affiliated with the Navy Reserve here with the OSU in Manchester. And in 2014, met and married Charlene, who, like most of us, would find out that a weekend a month, 2 weeks a year was more of what you might call a guideline, and less of, you know, here's, yeah, it's a suggestion. 2 weeks, 5 weeks, hey, we're deploying you. It's
All
like,
minimum wage. No one gets minimum wage, but
yeah.
exactly.
But she did find out that having him out from underfoot, excuse me, made more time for home improvements. Chief, you're incredibly lucky in this, by the way. Charlene, you had a former shipmate who bought a cat every deployment. Home improvements are much, much better. Charlene, the life of a Navy spouse, is one of regular separation and its attendant anxieties. And I know from serving with Tim that you never wavered in your commitment to him, your commitment to support him and our nation. Thank you. Early in 2019, then Quartermaster First Class Miller, and I'm going to separate from this march real quick because it was in 2004 when I commissioned, I showed up my first ship. We're getting rid of quartermasters. No more quartermasters. Rates going away. They're all going to be operational specialists. 2021, we're putting anchors on you. You did a great job getting rid of the rate. I got to tell you, go Navy. You're still making quartermasters. So he reports here to Cargo Float Rig Team, Det Manchester, for what would be his final tour. This assignment would return him to sea aboard the ships of the Combat Logistics Force, where it's nobody's surprise he could frequently be found during his off-duty hours in the pilot house, training junior quartermasters in their rate. Of course, by the time I arrived here in CART 2020, soon-to-be Chief Miller was on the verge of what might be, gotta solve something a little bit, is the hardest transition in the Navy as he prepared to pin on his anchors and assume the coveted title of Chief. Leadership in the Navy is often a matter of grooming capable sailors and providing them the cover and institutional support to craft solutions to challenges. Tim took to this quickly, embracing his role, leading the unit with Senior Chief Flaherty. You couldn't have asked for a better mentor. You really couldn't. Learning that my favorite answer to questions about what to do was, what do you want to do? And working with his first-class petty officers to ensure CART met readiness goals and always had sailors out the door on time when we were called. It was a pleasure to have been your officer in charge. You made our little corner of the Navy Reserve a brighter place and crafted the kind of unit people want to spend time in and around. CART, the Navy, and our country have been lucky to have you these past 21 years. And on their behalf, thank you.
We'll now give formal recognition to a military tradition that is recognized and honored across all military services. Military awards and decorations are distinctions given as a mark of honor for military heroism, meritorious or outstanding service or achievements, often in the form of a medal or a ribbon. Today, Chief Miller will be awarded a medal for his exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of his duties as leading Chief Petty Officer for Cargo Afloat Rig Team, Det Manchester. Commander Trudeau will now present Chief Miller with his end of tour award. Will all guests please stand? Department of the Navy. This is to certify that the Secretary of the Navy has awarded the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal to Chief Quartermaster Timothy J. Miller, United States Navy, for meritorious service while serving as the Cargo Afloat Rig Team's Training Leading Chief Petty Officer and Detachment Senior Enlisted Leader for Military Sealift Command, Navy Reserve, Cargo Afloat Rig Team, Manchester, from January 2019 to March 2024. He displayed commitment to duty and mission support of his Navy Reserve Center, MSC, and CART. His commitment to excellence was exemplary, and he sustained superior performance speaks to his dedication as both a leader and sailor. Specific accomplishments include incorporating individual training plans for more than 150 sailors, completed all required training requirements at MUTC to be able to perform annual training opportunities underway, performed as officer in charge under instruction as an officer in charge for the 3 underway missions. By his superb leadership and dynamic direction and dedication to his duty, QMC Miller reflected credit upon himself and upheld to the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause. A military personnel, attention to award. I did it already. Congratulations, Chief, for your outstanding leadership and service to this command and previous commands throughout your career and to the Navy. Truly a job well done. Guests and military members, please be seated. The Navy is a family within the family. All members participate. We do these ceremonies in honor of the retiree, but they are really for the families. We understand that families are the ones who sacrifice the most. So we will take this time to acknowledge Chief Miller's family for their support. Ushers, please escort Chief Miller's family to the stage. Commander Trudeau will now give the certificate of appreciation. To all those who shall see these presentations and greetings, by the authority vested in me, it is my pleasure to express the grateful appreciation of the United States Navy to you for your unselfish, patriotic, and devoted service during your husband's, son's, brother, and cousin's military career. Your unfailing support and understanding helped immeasurably to make possible this lasting contribution to the nation. To those who say a single man cannot make a difference, I say wrong. Your husband did. He made our Navy stronger and kept our nation safe. With his service to the Navy now complete, he will be able to spend more time with you in the future. The United States Navy thanks you, and we thank you. Given on this first day of March 2024, Patrick M. Leslie, Commander of the United States Navy, Commanding Officer, NRC Manchester. Y'all take a seat. Chief Miller will now present flowers to his wife Charlene, mother Donna, and daughter Nora. Chief Miller has also received letters of appreciation from President Biden and Governor Sununu. Certificate of Appreciation. For service in the Armed Forces of the United States of America, Chief Quartermaster Timothy J. Miller, United States Navy. I extend my personal gratitude and sincere appreciation of a grateful nation to you for your patriotic service to our country. Your bravery and dedication in our armed forces help protect your fellow Americans during a critical moment in our history and contributed to a world of greater security and growing prosperity. Your devotion to duty, honor, and country, in keeping with the long traditions of the finest military in the world, embody the American ideal of selfless service. Our nation owes you an incredible debt. Your commitment and the example you set will inspire future generations to serve with pride and to keep our country secure. You represent the best of our nation, and I join our fellow Americans in saluting your honorable service. I wish you happiness and success in your next chapter. President Joseph Biden, Commander-in-Chief. From the state of New Hampshire, Chief Quartermaster Timothy J. Miller, United States Navy. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I extend a heartfelt congratulations on your well-deserved retirement after 21 years of dedicated service to the United States Navy. Your unwavering commitment and selflessness contribution have left an undeniable mark on the armed forces of the United States, and for that, I am profoundly grateful. Throughout your distinguished career, you have exemplified the highest standards of professionalism, integrity, and honor. Your leadership, expertise, and unwavering dedication have inspired those around you, leaving a lasting legacy of excellence that will continue to resonate for years to come. As you embark on this new chapter of your life, you may reflect with pride on the countless lives you have touched and the profound impact you have made in service to our nation. Your sacrifice and devotion have not gone unnoticed, and this certificate serves as a token of our deepest appreciation for your selfless service to our country. On behalf of the state of New Hampshire, I extend a heartfelt appreciation to Chief Quartermaster Timothy J. Miller for your outstanding service and tireless efforts throughout your distinguished career, characterized by honor, courage, and commitment. May your retirement be marked by happiness, fulfillment, and the relaxation you truly deserve. Christopher T. Sununu, Governor, State of New Hampshire. Round of applause. The Sailors of Cargo Float Rig Team, Manchester, will now present Chief Miller their special gift. Members of CART, please come forward to the stage. Members of CART will now present Chief Miller with the plaque. Chief's Mess and Award Room will now present Chief Miller with his shadow box. On behalf of the Navy Reserve Center Manchester and the Greater New England Chiefs Mess, I would like to thank you for your exceptional guidance and dedication. We thank you for being a great leader and wish you fair winds and following seas.
Thank you, brother.
We have one more plaque from Clark's Chief Mess. Flag detail post.
Left, face.
The detail you see before you is prepared to present our national ensign to Chief Miller. Each member represents each rank Chief Miller achieved throughout his career. Chief Construction Electrician Justin Williamson will now read Old Glory.
March on. March. Roll.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of higher learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher. My colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am loved. I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Oxford, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Vinzoi, Rome, beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Japan, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, in Iraq, and Afghanistan, and a score of places long forgotten. By all but those who were there with me, I was there. I led my sailors, soldiers, airmen, and Marines. I followed them and watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill in Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle-worn, and tired. My soldiers cheered me, and I was proud. I've been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that I've helped to set free. It does not hurt, for I am invincible. I've been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country. And when it is by whom I have served and battled with, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I've been slightly weakened to all America's finest hours, but my finest hour is when I am torn in stripes to be used bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle. When I fly at half-mast to honor my soldiers, my sailors, my airmen, my Marines, when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving mother, at the graveside of her fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I live. Dear God, long may I live.
The flag presented in the flag detail was flown at Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Chief Miller will present, which he already has, the flag to his wife, Sharon. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Now it is time to hear from our esteemed guest of honor, Chief Timothy Miller. Chief Miller began his Navy career in February 2003, attending basic training at Crew Training Command, Great Lakes, Illinois. Followed by Quartermaster A School at the Naval Training Center, Great Lakes, Illinois. While attending Quartermaster A School, he was meritoriously promoted to the rank of E2. His first duty station was on board USS Roosevelt, DDG-80. Homeported in Mayport, Florida, where he deployed to the Mediterranean and the Persian Gulf in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. In 2004 through 2006, he deployed to the Horn of Africa, POA, in support of the anti-piracy operations. In 2007, he joined the ranks of the Reserve Force on board Navy Reserve Center, Manchester. While there, he served as leading petty officer of the Operational Support Unit. In 2009, he was assigned to Amphibious Construction Battalion 2, where he performed duties as a Navy Lighterage Operator, Craft Master, on board Improved Navy Lighterage, INLS, and leading petty officer. In 2016, he was assigned to LCS Seaframe B, out of Mayport, Florida, where he served on board several littoral combat ships, including USS Milwaukee and the USS Detroit. In 2017, he was named the LCS Seaframe B Sailor of the Quartermaster of the Quarter, and then NOS Manchester Sailor of the Quarter, Third Quarter. In 2019, he transferred to Cargo Float Rig Team Det Manchester, where he served as a training leading petty officer. In 2021, Chief Miller was selected and accepted as Chief Petty Officer, and currently accepted as Chief Petty Officer, and currently serves in CART Manchester's leading Chief Petty Officer. Chief Miller is a 2018 graduate of Grantham University, earning a Bachelor's of Arts degree in Criminal Justice. Let's give him a round of applause to Chief Miller, Quartermaster.
Thank you all for being here this morning. I would just like to say, first of all, you guys can relax a little bit, because it's not a real Navy ceremony unless somebody significantly screws up. So, don't worry about it. We would hate to ruin tradition. First of all, I want to thank God for the gifts He's given me. I'm truly grateful to have served the world's finest Navy for the past 21 years. And it's with His grace that I made it this far. To my gorgeous wife, Charlene, thank you for making that typo in your Match.com profile. For those of you who don't know, Charlene listed her favorite book as The Art of Dancing in the Rain by Garth Stein. The actual name of the book, which I should know because I had just finished reading it, is The Art of Racing in the Rain. Of course, I had to send her a message correcting her, and the spark was lit. In between our first and second date, I went on annual training for 2 weeks in Virginia. And we talked on the phone for hours every day. Thank you for coming with me on this adventure and your support of my career for the past 240 drill days, 165 days of AT or ADT, and countless other nights, whether I'm on a couple hours long Teams meeting or just having to step out of the room to take an important phone call. Over the past 10 years of our relationship, I've devoted 405 days to the Navy. On this day of my retirement, I'm happy to announce that you'll be getting your husband back 100%. Although now you may have to suffer through some home improvement projects with me hanging around. But that's okay. Thank you to Lauren, Kristen, Mandy, Laura, and all of our amazing friends and family that have supported Charlene and Nora when I wasn't there. I wasn't sure I was going to cry. Try not to. To Nora, I hope you're old enough to remember the days when your dad wore the uniform. If you aren't, don't worry, I'll remind you. I'm pleased to announce that we're going to be going on a lot more fishing adventures, and tons more piggyback rides, trips to the burger store, the playground, birthday parties, and beach days than ever before. Excited? To my amazing mom, thank you for being the best Navy mom a guy could ask for. Obviously, I wouldn't be here without you. You supported me from the very beginning. When I decided the Navy was the way for me, after seeing that first sweet Accelerate Your Life commercial from the early 2000s, featuring the sweet tunes of Godsmack. By surprising me by showing up with Abby to my boot camp graduation in Great Lakes. During my deployments, your frequent letters, boxes of homemade goodies, Nelson's candies were a godsend. All while rocking your My Mom was a U.S. Navy Sailor t-shirt. and your bumper stickers. It means so much to me that you're able to be here despite living halfway across the country. To my dad, thanks for coming here from the Sunshine State, putting up with all this snow. Thank you for always being there for me and supporting me even when I made questionable decisions, like spending all that money on meal. I always treasure our weekends together in Jacksonville and Orlando, whether it was with Amanda skating at Universal, yard sales, or checking out some Silver Age comics. I'm so grateful that I was able to be stationed so close by so we could bond. My extended family that's able to make it today, it means so much that you're here. I first want to apologize to my cousins Lynn and Leanne because I didn't end up becoming a captain of a cruise ship. But hey, let's not rule that out. It could still happen. To my cousin Pat, thank you for continuing to serve in the Massachusetts Army National Guard. To my cousin Brad, thank you for what you do as a civilian contractor, supporting the military. And to Mike and George, for your service as Marines. Never forget the branch of service who gave you the transportation to those cool Liberty ports. Mike, thank you for the Playboy magazine you sent me during boot camp. The push-ups and ass when I got from the RDC were well worth the laughs. To Commander Trudeau, thank you for making the trip out here and agreeing to lie by saying nice things about me. No, but seriously, thank you for being an outstanding leader and human being. I think we can all see why I asked him to be my guest speaker. The man can talk. You were the best officer I ever had, the pleasure of working for. Thank you. We'll always admire the way you can captivate a crowd by getting a message across while simultaneously getting a laugh or two out of the unit. To Dave and Adam, thank you for being my sponsor during Chief season, my mentor over the past several years. Dave, thanks for helping me organize the ceremony today, and I honestly could not have done it without you and the rest of the Chiefs mess. To Dan, thank you, brother, for being today's master of ceremonies. I've always admired the way you do your business. Your season was the first that I personally remember being aware of as a sailor. I remember when you were at first class and seeing that transformation you made, like when you put on the khakis. It really made me understand that each step that becoming a chief was and is. I know you're usually in Europe doing super important Master Chief stuff, but thanks for making it here. And I'm sorry I can't must be on UDM anymore. Thank you to Commanding Officer John Murphy and all the Sea Cadets of the Harlan R. Dixon Division for coming out here and doing an outstanding job with the colors. Thank you. Thank you to Commander Leslie for allowing me to utilize the space to have my retirement ceremony, for not giving cards as many avenues as we probably should have. And, sir, you can take me off the dink list. To the sailors in attendance today that are still serving, I want to share an excerpt of a letter from the Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, James O'Neill. Today on our watch, in this decisive decade, our nation is facing a real global adversarial threat that, if contested, will initiate combat at sea, warfare that hasn't been seen since World War II. What this means is you need to own your own readiness. Don't wait for someone to tell you to get your PHA or PMKE security clearances done. When the Navy needs you, there won't be time for you to do all the administrative things you should be maintaining. Have a healthy work-life balance. What you do for the Navy is very important, but never lose sight of the importance of family. Commander Trudeau, sir, I'm going to steal a couple of your often used lines. Always maintain the three-legged stool. Work, Navy, family. And another, the old self-licking ice cream cone. Stay off the radar, keep everything in the green, and everyone is having a good time. BM1 Kenny, you're doing an outstanding job as Carts LPO, and I know you're going to keep it going. I hope to see you in khakis one of these days. They say a bitching sailor is a happy sailor. If this is true, then BM1 Wayne, you are the happiest sailor. You have come a long way, BM1. I'm proud of you. Keep it going. Your motivation and work ethic underway is beyond reproach. Keep charging. To all the sailors from CART that are helping out today, thank you so much for being part of this ceremony. I can't tell you how proud I am to have been given the opportunity to serve with you and be your chief. If you guys ever need anything, don't hesitate to call. Deck plate leadership. It's a well-worn phrase in the Navy. It refers to leaders who consistently set the tone, lead by example, know the mission, know their sailors, and develop them beyond their own expectations as a team and as individuals. My brothers and sisters in the Chief's Mess, thank you for all you do and will continue to do long after I've left the stage. Thank you to all who have helped me put together this event today. Blood is thicker than water, but not many bonds are stronger than the bond formed in the U.S. Navy Chief's Mess. If any of you need anything, you have my number. Don't hesitate to call. Many of you have been there for me through the years, and even though I may not wear the uniform, I'm happy to repay the favor. As I go ashore now to join the ranks of the retired, I will look back on the past 21 years with pride, knowing that I served to the best of my ability. I would like to close out on a quote from President John F. Kennedy that is near and dear to my heart. I can imagine no more rewarding career than a man who may be asked in this century what he did to make his life worthwhile. I think can respond a good deal of pride and satisfaction. I served in the United States Navy. Thank you.
LSC Jim Roble, United States Navy retired, will now read the Chief Petty Officer Retirement Creed. Will all Chief Petty Officers, past and present, please rise and go.
You have on this day experienced that which comes to all of us who served on active duty in our Navy. I say our Navy because your departure from active duty in no way terminates your relationship. By law and tradition, U.S. Navy retirees are always on the rolls, always ready to lend their services when the need arises. The respect that you earned as the Chief was based on the same attributes that you will now carry into retirement. You should have no regrets. Do not view your retirement as an end of an era, but rather as orders to a new and challenging assignment, to a form of independent duty. Remember well that you have been and will always be an accepted member of the most exclusive of all fraternities, that of the United States Navy Chief's Mess. To active duty chiefs, salute you, and your retired chiefs welcome you. We wish you the following traditional farewells and falling seas.
Chiefs, uncover and be seated. Senior Chief Dave Clary will now read the watch.
For 21 years, this sailor has stood the watch. While some of us were in our bunks at night, this sailor stood the watch. While some of us were in school, learning our trade, this shipmate stood the watch. Yes, even before some of us were born into this world, this shipmate stood the watch. In those years when the storm clouds of war were seen brewing on the horizon of history, this shipmate stood the watch. Many times they would cast an eye ashore and see their families standing there, needing our guidance and help, needing that hand to hold during those hard times, but he still stood the watch. He stood the watch for 21 years. He stood the watch so that we, our families, and our fellow countrymen could sleep soundly in safety each and every night, knowing that a sailor stood the watch. Today, we are here to say, shipmate, the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those you have trained, guided, and led. Shipmate, you stand relieved. We have the watch. Boatswain, stand by to pipe the side. Shipmate going ashore.
Aye, aye. Side boys. Attention. Left face. Post.
The order and tradition of piping the side is an order that has been passed on naval ships from the 1500s through today. Spanish, French, English, Dutch, yes, all navies of the world use the boatswain, side boys, and column to bring aboard or send ashore all ship's officers, visiting officers, dignitaries, and VIPs. The side boys would haul on the ropes and raise and lower the boarding when going ashore to get aboard. This honor was extended to visiting officers, dignitaries, and port officials. It was not uncommon for the commanding officer of the ship to order up the jolly boat and a strong crew of side boys and boatswain to send an old shipmate to shore for retirement. Home never to sail on a naval vessel again. All hands on deck was passed. Speeches were made about the great victories, battles fought upon the open sea, raging storms weathered, and voyages to distant and strange lands, with ports of call others only dreamed about. Today, our Navy has given most of the pomp and circumstances, the honors, traditions, and ceremonies back to history. Time does not give us the freedom to do these things from the past. Nevertheless, we still have to stop all engines, lay about smartly, and drop anchor to pay honor to one of our shipmates going ashore. We honor the years served, the guidance, the leadership, the friendship, and the expertise that this shipmate has freely given for years. Chief Miller will now request permission to go ashore for the last time from Commander James Trudeau.
Sideboard, center of face.
Sir, request permission to go ashore.
Permission granted, shipmate.
Aye, sir.
Bell ringer, ring 2 bells. Chief Petty Officer, United States Navy retired, departing. All chiefs, past and present, man the rails, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Miller and family, United States Navy, retired, departing. Miller and his family. He and his family thank you for joining us in this time-honored tradition. Cake is served right here on the drill deck, and you are cordially invited to the backyard brewery and kitchen for refreshments at 11:30. Thank you.